Welcome to this little kind of just a snippet here of two guys and a gal chatting. We're going to talk about Hollywood stars today. We're going into November, and I said in Two Guys and a Gal about Hollywood. If you go over there and drive around, it's a ghost town. Go ahead, Marie. Let's talk about that. Let's talk
Okay.
about Hollywood.
Okay, let's talk about Hollywood. There's an interesting post by Ariel, who you talked about in Two Guys and a Gal. His handle or her handle is at Proletario number one. And it starts by saying celebrity, quote unquote, health issues, the why. And he lists a whole bunch of different celebrities: Ozzy Osbourne, Donny Osmond, Kristen Bell, a whole bunch of names here: Bruce Willis, Celine Dion, Jane Fonda, Katie Couric, Chris Martin, Ashton Kutcher. There's a whole bunch of people here, and I'm sure there's many more. He's talking about Gitmo. He's talking about Gitmo being at capacity. Some are house prisoners. Some have been Gitmoed, and that this is part of the plan. It's part of the play. He asks questions about how many celebrities were on Jeffrey Epstein Island, how many were taking adrenochrome, how many were involved in human trafficking, pedophilia, how many were clients of Ghislaine Maxwell. So it's the changing of the guard about these A-list celebrities. And as you've mentioned, California, Hollywood is a ghost town. Things just don't exist anymore. That arrests were taking place during the quarantines and the lockdowns. House arrest: Will Ferrell, Ellen DeGeneres, Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, asking why do they look disheveled? Why are they looking older? And we're talking about people who had the keys to the city, is what he says. People had more power than politicians, people who could have had anything sent to them, and still they look disheveled, like they're kind of going out of their minds. And some of the posts that they made were just kind of crazy, kind of out there. So what can you say about that, Gene?
So this is where one has to use common sense. And way back when this first started occurring, and people were wearing boots, like Oprah Winfrey, for example, and of course we saw Ellen DeGeneres looking very degenerated. She looked disheveled and pretty miserable. And Tom Hanks and was with was posted standing in front of his handlers of Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, and they had signs, and they were wearing boots and all of that. They were Gitmoed. They were taken to Gitmo, trialed, and they are no more. I put this out then. I've not been allowed to talk about it until now. So what is it we see? Well, in like Bruce Willis, and he sold his likeness. What does that mean? It means he was AI'd. He was taken in. They can do algorithms, make movies, film on location, and have an actor wearing a suit that has all the tracking tags, and then they can put Bruce Willis's likeness in there, his voice, everything, and he's in the action, he's in the scene, he's on location, but he's not there. It's just his likeness. He sold it, so his heirs can get that. But these people are not around. It's why Hollywood is empty. It's a ghost town. And you cannot have the mainstream having all of their stars, their people people always see the checkout stand in the grocery store and all these, what's so and so doing and what's with whom, and it's their lives. They live by these stars, and I'm like, I don't care. I have things that matter to do. I have things to learn. I have things that will live forever. This won't live forever. This won't go on forever. Hollywood's a passing thing, like the gladiator games in the Roman Empire. How many people could name, other than Spartacus, another gladiator? Maybe the top one or two will live on for a while, and you may be rediscovered, and they may just rediscover the stuff in a million years from now or something. But what does it really matter in the nature of what is? So what we're seeing is the majority of these people have been Gitmoed, and you have robotoids, which are, they take the person into a chamber that records their bioresonance fields, energies, cellular structure, down to the atom, as well as all their thoughts, feelings, memories, and emotions for all of their lifetime that they've ever had. And that's all downloaded, and they can erase the person in the process, or they can remove the person, have them leave, and then later use a particle beam and bombard that area to a magnetic resonance envelope and create a new, what's called a robotoid. It's done Bethesda in Maryland, in Bethesda Hospital. And these robotoids have to be recharged, or they can clone the person and then download all that information into the clone. So the clone will have all the, it will even think it's the person, but the clone has about a 3-year shelf life. It starts to break down. They can make new ones because they have all of the material to punch them out and grow them. The problem is you grow something rapidly to an age, a certain age, it'll continue to age rapidly. And so it has about a 3-year shelf life, and it starts to break down. They can also vril the person, like Donald Marshall said. That was all true. They have these little kind of, in making all the tunnels and stuff they did, they found these little lizard-like creatures. When they're adults, they have kind of a proboscis-like thing on their head, kind of like become a pod person. You're injected with the stuff from the vril. It takes over the person, kills the person, and it takes over their thoughts, feelings, and memories, but only certain chakras. It takes 1, 2, 3, 5, and that's it. It doesn't have the psychic abilities. It doesn't have the love and compassion. And so you have a person that is pretty much like a soulless being. It does end without psychic ability. And so what you have is a being running the body. This real creature literally put its consciousness in there, reanimates the person, and they're running around for a while, but it loses the ability to control it because the vessel is starting to break down again. It is not sophisticated enough of a life form to keep a human being or mankind person running for very long. It can last for, again, about 3, very pushing it 5 years. So possibly that's one of the Bidens we see. He's the vril that's in charge is losing control, and it's breaking down, and then it'll die. And so we have these various replacement people out there, but the mainstream cannot see all of the kinds of people suddenly disappearing. They saw them all with boots. Did you think were all got like broken ankles at the same time? Trudeau and all these Hollywood stars, Oprah Winfrey, all at the same time. Like you see them all having black eyes at this over and over at the same time. Many, many people in a very short period. How much before 30, 40 years ago, did you see that happen? No, something different is in the mix then. What you're seeing is different in the mix is they've been Gitmoed, and not just Gitmo. There's also Iceworm, which is up in Greenland. The Project Century, I believe, might be Hero. I get between that and the Montauk one. The base is confused sometimes. And then you have the robotoids, and you have the clones, and you have the vril. Go ahead, Marie.
That's very interesting. So a lot of these so-called celebrities are not actually real, and then it sounds like they also don't really exist if it's a ghost town. So who are we seeing in the movies, and how are they doing that?
Yep. So I looked it up. It's the Century base is in Iceland. I'm thinking, from what I can tell, that's correct. So could you reiterate again? I was looking that up. So
Oh, no worries. So a lot of these celebrities, sounds like they've been taken out. And I think what was said is that they were taken out during the COVID lockdown, supposed lockdown in
perfect. Not only that, you see people like Celine Dion and Johnny Depp walking around. They got their adrenochrome cut off, and so they're walking around. They start to look like a skeleton with leather pulled over it, not even skin. It's just drawn and dry and desiccated looking because they're dying, because without that adrenochrome rejuvenating them all the time, when you get a free ride, the ride usually eats you up. And so that adrenochrome ate up their energetic structure. It's like constantly taking adrenaline you get that adrenaline high, but it lasts less and less time because it's eating up the core energy. That's where the energy is coming from. It puts you in a fight or flight situation. Living in that, you're going to destroy your adrenals, you're going to destroy your body, and they're destroyed. The only thing keeping them going was the adrenochrome. Then it's cut off. They're dying and they're gone. They're dying, dead, dying, went, gone. Go ahead, Marie.
So are we in the process of a new something? I don't even want to call it Hollywood because that's a cabal implication, nasty satanic implication too. Are we looking at the creation of a new something like that?
New industry of putting out entertainment movies and things that are more informational and true and not satanic, not all, even the stuff way back like the Wizard of Oz. Every single scene has Masonic symbols and satanic symbols in it. We're ending that, and we're coming into a new era, a new time of entertainment that's wholesome and in alignment with God. It's like why God has me cleaning up the deep dives, is to get it in alignment with Him. We have God's bounty, God in the everyday. God's courage is coming soon. I just did the first recording for God in the everyday. I did the introduction for God's bounty, the stream walk. So we're getting focused on God, and out of all this, focused on Satan's stuff.
And last question, is it helpful for us to watch any of those movies, given what we know now, that they're satanic actors and, you know, we have to bypass the knowing in order to watch those to some extent? Are they helpful?
Well, you can bypass the knowing and watch it, take in the information, and then turn on the knowing so that you can know what was. Because if you don't know history, you will repeat it. It's absolute. It's why they don't allow people, and they rewrite history. You know, the Schofield Bible that pushed forth the idea Israel was a homeland on earth, a corporeal place, and that's the Hebrews are the people, that are chosen. Nobody's the chosen. We're all chosen. We're all created by the one and only God of all creation. That's where our focus is supposed to be, in entertainment and everything else we do. God in the everyday. God's bounty is infinite in giving, but the moment you're in, so don't waste the moment, but you can watch them and learn and get the information and learn what is wholesome and what is not, and get the truth and all the truth. For nothing that is hidden shall remain hidden, and everything shall become known and come abroad. We're in those times. So yes, learn it, and yes, watch it. Great questions, Marie. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Gene.
Thank you, everyone. This is a little snippet we did for you, just about kind of tied it to a few things from the recent Two Guys and a Gals and things that'll be coming. Thank you, everyone. Love and blessings. God bless and Godspeed. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Alex. Though on this one, you said on the sidelines, but we love you.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you,
Thank
Marie.
you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your week. Have a fantastic holiday season. I'll be doing greetings all over the world for you all to give you prayers and blessings, and have the best Thanksgiving and if you do that, but the best holiday season and the most beautiful new year in all of creations. Thank you. God bless and Godspeed.